Happy Boxing Day, everyone. I've just finished a little bit of a shadow boxing workout here next to this beautiful church here in Old Street. And I think it's pretty fitting that after just doing some mixed martial arts training, I introduce number 10 of our top 10 episodes of 2016, and this is Dan Hardy, Evolution of a Fighter, his second appearance on London Real. And you know, it's been fascinating to watch Dan evolve as London Real evolves, and this is one of the cool things that we get to do since London Real isn't going anywhere anytime soon. We're basically going to chronicle the history of many of our guests as they evolve, and we've done this with Dorian Yates, with Ido Portal, and of course now Dan Hardy. And this episode people really enjoyed because you can really see Dan is no longer a practicing fighter. He is now really an analyst of fights, and he's highly talented at doing that. And I think it even surprised him how much he really enjoys it and how good he was at it. And he breaks down some of the best when it comes to Conor McGregor, Ronda Rousey, and he really has extreme talent for it. And during this show, he talks about that. He talks about his psychedelic adventures, and of course, the diagnosis of the wolf heart syndrome, which he's actually getting analyzed again now in these next few weeks to see if he can ever fight, because he hasn't fought for 4 years now. And so we talk about what it was like for him to be laid off like that from a fighting career. But I think it was like good timing perhaps for Dan, because I think it was time for him to try something new in a new career. And he might come out of his retirement, he might not. He actually just recently got called out by the fighter that beat Sage Northcutt. He called Dan Hardy out in the cage, and Dan said he nearly spat his tea out when he heard that, when he was like halfway around the world, because he just didn't expect anyone to call him out because he's been in retirement for so long. But we really enjoyed Dan. His first episode on London Real was just so epic because, you know, at the time he was still a fighter in the UFC, and he spoke so openly about ayahuasca, about psilocybin, about his own psychedelic experiences. And let's just say London Reelers like yourself just loved it. And it was a big turning point for us as a program, because it was the first time we went to a multi-camera setup, and we spent a lot of time really preparing for Dan to come over, and it ended up being worth all the wait and all that investment. So just want to say big thanks to Dan Hardy. He really is a true martial artist and a true man, you know, and he's the one that told me you need to come out of the psychedelic closet, because as Dan said, the more honest he is about who he is as a person, the better people he connects with in life. And that's a great lesson to you, I think, or to me, in that what are we hiding about? Sometimes we think we only want to tell people the good stuff or the politically correct stuff, when in fact we're all humans. So why not just be yourself and be real and just see what flows out of that? And nothing could be more in line with the story of London Real. And as we've gone ahead and talked about these sometimes difficult things, whether it's psychedelics or PTSD or non-politically correct ideologies, all we do is get more love from our people and more acceptance and more interesting things. And I'm telling you, if I had $1 for every London Real guest that turned to me before the episode and said, you know what, I'm an ayahuasca fan, I've done ceremonies, I have major psychedelic experiences that have affected me, you would be amazed at who told me that, because it's just something that resonates with all humans. So there you go. Happy Boxing Day. I hope you're enjoying your workout. By the way, I was doing the shadow boxing workout by Bas Rutten. It's a 3-minute all-around fighting workout. It's 7 rounds, and I do burpees in between to where I get to a total of 100 by the end, and it's brutal. But when Bas is yelling in your ear, I mean, it's Bas Rutten. You can't stop. So much love going out to Bas. We're going to have you on the show too. And that's it. Number 10, Dan Hardy.